that's on, so now I could say go. Copy that. Paste there. And then publish. Okay. Right? Okay, yeah, that's good. Anyway, we are now live here for GQ2. And today we do a little bit of stuff from Engadget.com, which means some Apple sales and a little bit of Microsoft banning. But sir, I think we begin with a YouTube video, which I'm not going to show because we now will have a new Supreme Court judge. What are your thoughts on Mrs. Brown
Yeah, I
going
mean,
into the
good.
Supreme Court? Go.
Yeah, really, really happy about it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to have it happen, and it's a long time coming and very qualified judge. So it's not like someone that came out of the blue. And so overall, very, very, very happy about it. I think they're gonna do a great job on the court.
I think so too, but if you take a look at it, you only have now three liberal judges. Okay. Once this judge does step down later on this year, she will be the. There won't be a reversal from a Republican to Democrat. Okay, so it'll be like a, let's see, it's a 7 judge panel, right?
9. So yeah, still
Oh,
be 6-3.
oh yeah, it'll be 9 judge panels. So yeah, it'll still be right. It'll be 6-3. So
And nothing's really changing, but still though, I mean, even in her speech that I watched today, she said it's like kind of like breaking the glass barrier, and a lot of people that have been privileged over their entire life don't understand what it means to it's kind of like when Obama won president. You could
mm-hmm,
disagree with his politics, you disagree with his leadership. That's perfectly fine. That's what makes America great, is
yep,
that we can disagree with each other and have similar opinions or not similar opinions. It's perfectly fine. But for a lot of people, it was like they finally felt like they had made it
mm-hmm,
as a people, like as a race, that they were like never really, this is like never really their country. And it's a big moment because it also shows that it doesn't matter who you are, or, if you're what race you are, what gender you are, anything like that. You can get to the highest court in the land as long as you follow the correct path to get there, by doing your due diligence and everything like that. Even if you have multiple obstacles in the way, which she definitely did. Um,
mm-hmm.
but yeah, very, very happy that was able to get through. A lot of people were worried. I was curious about how it would uh, roll out, but looked like everything was pretty good.
Only 3 Republicans voted for her confirmation. Only 3. But there were more Republicans saying that that they were at least intrigued, meaning that they did support her moving on. They just didn't vote for her confirmation, which was kind of curious to me because it
Well,
almost
they
sounds.
knew she was going to go through. They knew she was
Well,
going to go
yeah,
through, and so they're like, I'm just going to do this for party, so that way when I do my election that's coming up this year for a lot of people, I don't have to say, well, why did I vote for this super extremist person as people are claiming her to be? And she might be more liberal leaning, but definitely not extremist that I can tell.
no. I think she's got more of a level head than what Amy Barrett did. Okay, and I think with was it Comey Barrett?
No, it was Brett. It was Kavanaugh Squee, and he was screaming. He was screaming when he was doing his confirmation, like just screaming and angry and yelling,
No, no, no,
and
no, no. It was the last Trump.
it was Amy Colbert, yeah.
Yeah.
But she was very quiet. She was very reserved. Because she didn't want to say too much because her opinions would probably get her kicked off if she came out with her true opinions. There's a lot of speculation about her opinions based on
Mm-hmm.
lectures and stuff like she did in school. Because she was not a trial or bench judge at all. She was, more of a like by the book type of a lawyer, more of like a teacher. Um, uh, and so this is different. This is someone she was confirmed almost unanimously just 2 years ago to the bench,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then
To the
now, but
federal
it's
bench.
how it
Yep.
is. It's how politics are these days. It's no more trying to work with someone else because that doesn't get people elected. Getting people elected is being vitriolic and being divisive.
Mm-hmm.
That gets people elected. Stoking the fears of either side of the parties gets people elected. Um,
Yeah, it's
that's just
stupid.
unfortunately how it is these days. Until we get a populace that votes heavily and punishes one side or the other for what they do and these shenanigans, it's going to be like this because that's just how it is. There's
Well,
still a lot of people that don't vote. A lot.
I know because we don't have people or the right people to vote for, which I don't doubt them. You know, and really that's what they for what those Republicans, well, a lot of these people that did vote before voted for Trump. Okay, and that's why Trump won, because they didn't believe in Hillary Clinton. Okay, that's why he won. So, and that's why we have Biden in the office right now, because while there were a lot of people for Trump, there was a lot more people that were against Trump.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
hey, I didn't vote for somebody. I voted against somebody. Okay, I readily admit that.
Yeah, I mean
But
that's what happened the last election, like you said, with and that's just how unfortunate it's how politics are. It's not
mhm,
voting for it's like voting against someone then for someone, which I wish it would be for someone, but it's it's just
that's just the
this
way it
day and
is
age,
anymore.
unfortunately.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. But when you do that, sometimes you get people like this going into the Supreme Court. So I think I think she will be level-headed. I think she will not be afraid to explain her viewpoints. Okay, and she will know how to come across different come across people. Okay, and I think she will be able to teach people that are on the bench, that are on the Supreme Court right now. This is what you do. Granted, we may not agree. Okay, this is still what you say. Okay, so we'll see what happens. She's she's one of the youngest that's on the bench now. One of the youngest, meaning she's not going to leave that position for a very long time.
Yep. And that's also another trend that they've been doing is just lifetime. I mean, it should not be in my opinion, should not be a lifetime appointment.
I would agree.
But it should be maybe 10 years. That's enough to go through pretty much three presidents. You can
Mm-hmm.
say 10 years. That's a long time for some of these judges. I mean, that's a long time to make meaningful change. A lifetime appointment is not good because health. I mean, we saw. I mean, most of them die when they don't retire. They die. Two of them have died. RGB and then Scalia both
Mm-hmm.
died while serving. So you don't want to have that happen. You want to have it to where they can retire and
Yeah,
they,
but the benefits for a federal official is a pretty good. So
yeah.
it's more like, yes, you should be able to retire when you want to. Okay, not because the people voted you out.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they could probably be forced out there anyway, but when you're up in that high a position, it's kind of hard to do that. But no, I think she'll be fine up there. Um, I don't really see a term limit argument unless something drastic happens. Okay.
Yeah, the only way it would be a term limit would probably be reached is if, um, one side or the other has a lot of sway on the court, and they decide they want to do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it only takes one person. It does not have to take the whole court. It only takes one person. So, well, I don't think that's going to happen. To be honest, I really don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a lot of good speeches, all up on YouTube. The entire voting process is also up on YouTube there as well. Just look for your favorite news sites. It'll be Fox or CBS or MSNBC or whatever. It don't matter. I know one of the things that they will definitely be talking about, and kind of what we touched on in the Group Quest, a weekly show, what we just recorded, is Russia being hit again. But this time it's Microsoft blocking the cyber attacks that are targeting Ukraine. VP Tom Burt did say in a quote, "On Wednesday, April 6th, we obtained a court order authorizing us to take control of 7 internet domain Stroniptum, I can't pronounce words, was using to conduct these attacks. We have since redirected these domains to a sinkhole controlled by Microsoft, enabling us to mitigate current use of these domains and enable victim notifications."
I like that sinkhole. I like how they just.
Yeah.
I mean, that is technically what it is, but I think it's just funny, that they call it that.
What did you think about Microsoft's actions?
I mean, it's pretty big that they're able to do this because, companies usually like to take the back road. The back, don't want to take a front row seat, but it also makes sense because of, they want to end this, they're hurting financially from this conflict, just like everybody else. So it makes a lot of sense for me that they would do something along these grounds.
It's also
interesting.
No, go ahead.
I was saying it's just pretty interesting because of how it overall it overall it just played out because companies are coming together that you never think would come together.
Now
and it's just yeah. It's very cool. It's very cool to see that they would do something like this, but it also is one of those to where they could do it for one group and they could do it for the other. You don't want them to be politicized as being these companies, but I mean they kind of already are anyways. But Microsoft going in and redirecting these accounts to help. Wonder if there's going to be any backlash on that long term. It feels like a lot of these companies feel there's going to be no backlash because, maybe they don't do any, work with Russia at all, or, because they're just a different area. But it seems like more days go by, it seems like more companies are willing to assist Ukraine over Russia.
Well, keep in mind too, this is also a PC move. Okay? Because you have all this negativity going to Russia, where everything took a hit. Okay, so now if Russia is going to do attacks on Ukraine, this is a company saying,
Mm-hmm.
if this is our make, we are going to do everything within our power to stop cyber attacks from happening. Okay, and think about Microsoft too. Microsoft is a worldwide entity. Okay, so granted, it's U.S. based. With it being a worldwide company, they have to have their fingers into everything. Okay, so when they see an attack from one country to another, if the entire world is against that one country attacking, then they have to, the company itself has to do everything in its power to provide the protection that they can provide to the victim country. Okay. So if they did disrupt botnets, then Microsoft did its job. Okay. So that in itself should be fine.
Everybody kind of dislikes botnets anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I'm just saying hats off to Microsoft, no matter what it is right now, because yes, they've lost money on it, but they would have lost a lot more if they didn't do anything about it. So, hats off to Microsoft. Well done. Now, we end today with well, if you're an Apple user, this sale is for you, because there's a lot of different models out there that are on sale, from watches to earbuds to iPads. Just a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Apple Watch is this is the Series 7 watch, so it's like the newest watch, but it's really, kind of fallen in popularity. It's just, I think it's just, what if you have one, then you have one, and you just never upgrade it. My boss has one, and she never upgrades hers, so a lot of people like it, some people don't. And so I think it's just because you can also get the other ones when people like try to sell them on like eBay or something. I do have AirPods Pro. They're definitely worth. I got mine for $125 on like a Black Friday or special lightning deal. It is well worth the price. The AirPods Pro. They're really great. They noise canceling. They're great for work. I do a lot of calls on work. So that's what I use them with.
Yeah, and they're right now they're for $174.
Those are AirPods are a good deal. Like if you just want the AirPods, I would say get those, because anything those, if you need a wireless buds, those are really really cheap and really great as well.
Really good, and if anything, I'll be looking at the iPad, because my iPads are now pretty much out of date. Not totally,
this is
not
like the
yet,
newest
but
one too. This is like it's a 10-inch iPad and has a lot of good stuff on it.
256 gigs. Just really good stuff. Even an OLED TV from LG.
Yeah, 65-inch.
Yes, 65-inch. Woo.
A lot of good deals. Yeah, I mean, it's this time of year
stuff.
too. Tax season's coming up for most people next week, so expect some of these type of deals to hit the ground floor in the next coming weeks.
Even gift cards. Nintendo gift cards at Amazon for $45, and you get a $50 Nintendo gift card. That's pretty good. I mean, yes, there's some stuff that I would get. There's some stuff on probably would not get. But still, there's a lot of good stuff, and I think I'll copy that, and I'll put that right there in Patreon. So, that's a good link to people that want to have some sales. Lots of good sales.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're at Golden Versus. I'm at Joe Brahms.
Yes.
And that has been some sales, y'all. We'll see you guys later.
Adios.
Yeah,